Angie Nixon campaign for Florida House Representative District 14. Please visit her website at angienixon.com and her Instagram at Angie4Jax.
Is your man Allen, Mr. L. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the panel discussion that we are about to get down to. First off, I want to send thank yous to each and every one of you guys for tuning in to Fly Sauce and T7 online festival. I'm still in my head thinking, like, why the hell did I even say I was going to do a week? But, you know, trying things out. So I thank y'all for giving me the energy on that. That's my Thankful Thursday spill right there. So thank y'all for watching everything else that's going on, that has happened, and things that are about to happen going forward. So tonight we have the DJ panel discussion. After that we have Strong Friend Check-In podcast, and after that we have a DJ set by DJ Guru. So let's get into it. First off, I got my DJs in the house. DJs, what's happening? So first off, I would like to introduce DJ R-Tistic, hailing from Los Angeles, California. I am a big fan of his. This man track listing is like crazy stupid. The most recent things that I can say off the top of my head was I remember seeing him with a picture with my favorite DJ. DJ Jazzy Jeff. He did some work with D Nice, and he made an appearance in Insecure. It was season 2, correct?
3, yeah, season 3.
Three. But he made an appearance. It was crazy because I'm a real big fan of Insecure, and he was at the DJ, and I was like, that's my man. So it was just one of those, like, you know, it was one of those DJ screens. It was like, my man DJ out there. So,
appreciate that.
So I would. So first off, I want to introduce R-Tistic. How you doing, my good sir?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Just out here chilling on an off day. How about you?
Man, all is well, man. Second off, I want to introduce a good brother of mine. He's a part of Gameplay Management. We've done some work together. He's a lot of work together. He actually has a show on the Sound of Duval on Saturdays, and he's notable for the taste of music that he does, that he plays, and he's definitely been an inspiration on my end. And we'll get into everything else that he's done. So I want to welcome DJ Guru. Guru, what's happening, my brother?
What's happening, everybody, man? What's happening, brothers?
All good, man. And last but not least, this brother here, the shooter, the one that fills up the bullets and stuff like that, and just lets it ring. And anytime I need help, he's right there. Very great brother, very great DJ, curator. He is the king of R&B mostly, that goes on the last Fridays of every month here in Jacksonville, Florida. So without further ado, I want to introduce my man Larry Love. What's happening, sir?
What's good, brother? Pop.
Good. All right, so this is before we get into everything, I'm currently working on a podcast. It's like an episode podcast, and I'm interviewing various DJs or whatever. So I felt it was a need to have a conversation about that. I feel it's a need to have more conversations when it comes to DJing. I just the narrative of DJing it's good. At the same time too, it's just a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people don't know what we go through. A lot of people understand, but we're here to kind of open that floor up and get some of the great DJs that I know to speak on it. So, with that being said, let's get into the obvious. This pandemic it has slowed us down. It has slowed us tremendously down. We are in month 4 of this pandemic, and I think I've done, within the 4 months, I've done 2 gigs. All my gigs have been pushed back. Let me tell you something. When I did my last gig, it was like end of June. Picking up them speakers, I was like, man, I gotta start working out, man, because I ain't pick up a speaker in a minute. So, but that's just to lighten up the situation. But nevertheless, the pandemic is before us, and we're currently in it. Let's ask R-Tistic first. Like, what does that look like for you? Like, how are you managing on that? Is it a positive thing, negative thing? Like what's your shape on the pandemic?
For me personally, when it first hit, the first 2 months, I was honestly a little bit relieved, just because I think I had been kind of overloading. It was where I even joked on Twitter saying, like back in February, I was kind of asking God secretly, like, can I just get a 1 or 2 month break just from everything without having to burn bridges and all that? And God was like, all right, I got you. And I'm like, wait, not like that. I ain't mean it like that. And it's like, so at first it was cool because I was just going online with the Instagram stream, which have now turned into Twitch, and it was okay to have a quick break, because a lot of times when you're doing 5-6 times a week, it can burn you out. It can be a lot. Traveling a lot can kind of get to you. But by month 3 and 4, it's like, all right, the fact that there's no end in sight immediately, like if I even knew, okay, by the end of October, it's going to be done for sure, we back on it. Even if I knew for sure it was next summer, it's like we hoping for next summer. We might get to May next year, and it's still talking about, all right, not yet. So that's the scary part of it to me. I feel like overall it's tricky. It's where we're just so used to doing it that it almost feels like it could be hopeless sometimes, because that's what we do every day. That's what we do every week. It's like we're used to being around people. Even going online and doing streams is fun, but you're still used to having that crowd energy speaking back to you. And it's weird, just like my energy now comes from the chat. It comes from reading comments, from reading emojis. And the way I had to visualize it was basically by saying it's a combination of being a DJ on the radio and having the AOL chat room back in like 99, 2000. So it's like I have to realize, okay, I'm not feeding off the energy of a crowd, but I have to be able to just realize, okay, if the numbers are going up or going down, I'm using that. I'm just using whatever they're commenting about. And just looking at the video recap, people will post whatever it is on the Instagram story, like, oh yeah, she took shots at R-Tistic. So it motivated me that way. But overall, it's like I think it's the type thing that every DJ handles different, but I can definitely see it being hard for a lot of us right now.
Yeah, for sure. Love, what about you, sir?
Well, man, I'll say I've gotten maybe four gigs as a pandemic, and it's all kind of like private gigs, trader birthday parties, stuff like that. But for me, R&B mostly, it's we went ahead and took it the virtual route for the first couple months, and it was cool. And we had a great turnout, but there's nothing like experiencing and feeling the energy of people and really trying to gauge, especially here in Florida, with the opening and with closing down initially, and then it opened up, closed down again. Trying to like gauge between like, okay, do I step out there? Do I do anything? Do I move the event? Are my people even comfortable coming out? Trying to make those decisions from an event curator side has been very difficult and tough. And then as a DJ, you just miss being around people. So the few times I have been able to be around people, it's been great. But it's like short-lived, because it's like, all right, this is one gig, and I don't know if another's going to come just because of how people are moving. Weddings being canceled. It's been a very interesting time, to say the least.
Gotcha. Guru, what you got, brother?
Man, for me, I mean, when it first hit, it did kind of like throw a monkey wrench into a lot of things that I had going on, me and my team. We got a recurring event that we do. The trap bingo, we had to stop doing that. So it was tough, but it wasn't detrimental. Let's say, you know what I mean. I was already doing the lives, you know what I mean, but I just started doing them a little bit more, kind of engaging with the people a little bit more. So I actually gained a following through the live, so that was a good thing. But Also, I also been a little fortunate because my relationship with Aromas, and they, you know what I'm saying, once they was able to open back up at limited capacity, you know, the owner reached back out to me. So I kind of been back rocking and rolling for like about 2 months now, doing that every Friday and every other Saturday. So I've been fortunate enough to, you know what I'm saying, still have some DJ income coming in. But on the flip side of that, it actually made me focus on other business that I've been kind of procrastinating on. So
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
put my, you know what I'm saying, foot to the pedal on that, get my apparel line going and stuff like that. So it's been a gift and a curse, so to speak.
I got you. I got you. So with that being said, let's roll into. I did have a question about like outside work that we do that might tie into DJing. I mean, I can say, well, I mean, if I'm saying this incorrectly, please let me know. But I do feel like all of us on this platform, the first thing that actual person is going to say is DJ. Like,
Right.
you know, so they might not say, you know, Al, you a rapper, or Guru, you a fashionist or whatnot. So what are the things that everybody's involved in outside of DJing that kind of ties into it? We'll go with R-Tistic on that.
For me, the one thing that a lot of folks don't even realize is that I actually used to be a producer before I was DJing, so that part is always there. But I'm getting back into learning the piano, so that's kind of like I want to be able to just know the foundation of music even more before I get back into production at that level. Along with that, I'm actually writing a book on DJing right now, and it's kind of a cross between not necessarily a self-help, but it's basic enough for somebody who's not a DJ to understand it, but something that all DJs will be able to relate to. So that's two things that I had that are basically intertwined with it. Of course, all of us, I should say, if you're a DJ, you're basically a promoter too. So it's like just kind of refocusing and trying to figure out concepts and even testing out concepts on virtual parties to see, okay, so when it opens back up, maybe I'll try this party in real life.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean that's why I'm in right now. I'm doing a festival for a whole week. I mean I've been wanting to do a festival for like 3 years now. I'm like, okay, well we in the house, so I might well just try it. So,
Yeah,
but congratulations on the book, man. Please, like I'll be on the lookout for that. Like,
I appreciate you.
yeah, man, that
Yeah,
a
definitely
book
that.
and the producer, man. I did see a picture on your page, man, where you had the where you was playing the drums. I mean, you know.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah. So, yeah, Larry, what you got? What you got new?
Yeah.
Or what you got on the side?
So, you know, I'm like a Jamaican, if you understand. I got a million jobs. But I've really been able to kind of figure out the future of the military. I'm still part-time military, National Guard. So I've been spending some time looking out there and trying to figure out where my future lies with it. And we've been having some really serious conversations with commanders and things like that. Also, I've really been able to dive into music management. So when I initially started DJing, I was working with Love Coaching, shout out to Love Coaching in Jacksonville, Florida. And when I started DJing and event curating more, I kind of had to take a back seat. So I've been able to sit down with them and kind of see they've had a couple opportunities come their way, kind of see where I can help and helping them go forward in that. And I've met with a couple other artists in Jacksonville, so kind of feeding that passion of kind of well, artistically talking about like on the producing, but actually on just the management and music side of things. Things have slowed down a lot. I've had more time to really reach back, sit down with them, and really see their game plans, how was they putting out projects they're working on. And then the other thing with Pete is really content creation. So I'm trained in many things, but education wise, I'm trained in communication. So writing, eventually about to start writing some scripts. Got a couple things in the works. So learning the tech side of all of this, how this works, and how we can in the future, whatever that future looks like, whether we're fully in front of people again or even in a little least of the way, how we can bring these things forward. So really kind of tapping into that side of event curation and content creation. I've been able to really sit down and focus on that.
Gotcha. Guru, outside of your clothing line, you got anything else?
Well, I've been working on a keyboard, trying to learn how to play the keyboard. You know what I mean? getting a little bit into production, like slowly taking baby steps and getting into it. But mostly I've been focusing on the apparel, trying to get that out. I'm about to relaunch, my new website, which I'll be going live from tonight. So just kind of lining up some outside business, just so, because I don't know how long this thing is gonna last. Well, we all don't know how long it's gonna last. So, but somebody who's a full-time DJ, like now it's like all those things that you've been thinking about doing, business stuff. It's like this is the perfect time to implement those things, and like a lot of things you're procrastinating on. It's time to like really get to it. I don't know how long this thing will last, and if it comes back and then goes back, like, so you kind of want to position yourself to be able to still maintain, even if you're not deep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's very important with the businesses that we have, especially with all three of us like being on the front line when it comes to a lot of these entertainment, just parties, events, all that type of stuff. Especially when it comes to well, I say in particular with R-Tistic because he's doing parties with the likes of Issa Rae, Marlon Wayne, stuff like that. So I mean, when that industry kind of shuts down a tad bit, I can see the levels of that. So R-Tistic, you got some stomping grounds in the state of Florida, brother.
Yeah, all day, FAMU.
Yeah, FAMU. So shouts out to all my rattlers that's watching.
All day.
Yeah, man. What was the degree in?
I was at computer science, so nothing close to music. I wanted to major in music, but my pops told me to focus on computer science and just do music on the side. So.
Okay, cool. So let's segue into the music aspect of it. So speaking of myself, when it comes to Florida music, my appreciation for Florida music is great for sure, but the mentalities of certain consumers when it comes to that music is like very, I don't know. You want to say jaded or whatnot. So it seems like we have to play the same thing over and over again when it comes to the Florida music. Do you even experience that in like where you DJ at now? Because do you experience that a lot? As far as like having to play the same thing over and over, like being in LA.
LA, the thing about LA, we have so many different crowds. I think it's similar to how New York is, even more so than Atlanta. Because LA, if you think about LA, if you just see our debates on Twitter, there's already two separate LAs: the people who moved to LA and the people who grew up here. And it mixes up a little bit here and there, but overall, it's like two separate types of things. But it's so many different events. So if you're doing a Hollywood club where it's trendy, they basically want all new stuff. They rather hear a new song like a Travis Scott or say like a Little Baby that's not even like a radio hit, more than like a big hit from 5-10 years ago if it's seen as played out. Versus if you have a hood crowd, they want straight LA music that's not on radio. It might be Larry June from the Bay, it might be RJ, it might be Ocean Genesis. A lot of crowds can be in between that, like the HBCU crowd is kind of a mixture, but they're like the more 2000s down south. Then there's a lot of generational differences too. Like even with the LA crowd, a mid-20s LA crowd wants to be more like the YG, the RJ, the 03 Greedo versus the 40 and up wants to hear more like the Snoop, the Sugar Free. And like it's a little bit of a mixture. It's where you can go a little bit new with the old crowd and vice versa. For me being in the mid-30s crowd, it's where we can kind of go both ways. We can't go too new or too throwback. We kind of gravitate more to like the more 90s, early 2000s West Coast. But overall, I would say most of my sets, it's certain songs I do play at almost every party. So no matter what the age group is, no matter if it's bougie or hood, they still want to hear the twerking songs. So all those, Back That Ass Up, the dunk type songs, the No Hands, the A-Ladies, those work everywhere. But beyond that, I can have a Hollywood crowd. So if I go to LA, they get lost. I can have an LA crowd that if I go to commercial, they get lost. So overall, I do get to mix it up a whole lot.
So it sounds about. I mean, to me, it sounds universal. Do y'all agree with that?
That sounds about real.
Yeah, that's great. And listen, guys, if you're not following R-Tistic on Twitter, his music, I won't even call them debates because, like, and I might be biased by saying this, But I feel like every time he says something when it comes to music, it's definitely a great informative and like situation where you can think about it. But then people will come and just make it like a big old debate. And it just
It always turns into it. It's always that.
oh
Yeah.
man, it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So Guru, let's speak on that. Like, what you think about it? You know, we come from the same streets, man. Like, we had these conversations a lot, a lot.
If we talking about now, I'm from Florida, right? So we talking about Florida music. It can get a little mundane, like as a DJ of myself, who's like a real musical type of DJ. It does get a little redundant, like having to play like the can't fuck with the sound and like you know what I'm saying, the same old song. I personally don't play that song anymore. Like I like rarely play that song. Like a lot of the Tampatona hits, like in certain, like I play mostly like if I'm doing like a party, like an old school party or something like that, an older crowd party, I may play those records because I know they want to hear it. But like if I'm at like a club gig or something like that, I don't play those songs. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I don't like the songs. I mean, I'm from Florida, so I'm like I know what those songs mean to Florida. But it just get a little redundant, and I don't. I'm so musical, and I'm always like trying to like put the crowd onto some dope shit that I just that be the furthest thing from my mind to play.
Yeah.
Real
So,
quick, what city are y'all from?
we all from Jacksonville.
You all
we are.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2
I see
hours
you.
away from 2 hours away from Tally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I just wanted to know that, but I think well, all of us are diverse in our choice of music, but when it comes to artistic, it's just cool to see that he went to fam, so he got the bulk of Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he caught all of that, and it's so funny because when he be on Twitter and he be talking about Florida music, he's like 10 times more educated than like the actual people that come from that area. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy how that works. But I mean, I guess that comes from like expertise when it comes to you loving music and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean, the thing about FAMU, like I always said, like it was the best place to become a DJ, but it's hard because, like you said, not only are people like they want to hear that Florida music and certain stuff, but it's like people can be almost like rude about it too. It's like coming up to our parties, some of those folks was not nice. It was where we would have a West Coast party with a theme like it's all California people throwing it. That's how I started. I wasn't even calling myself a DJ yet, but then it would be girls who come and they complaining, why are you playing this? You need to play this and that. I'm like, hold on, you ain't pay for nothing. We pay for the liquor. We got it in free. Like it's a West Coast party. Like I'll play a couple for y'all, but it's like they only want to hear their own music. So it made me realize, okay, I have to know how to do whatever it is for this. Like now I know everything front to back, but it's like it took Hazen to get there basically.
Right.
that's it. That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's roll into that. Good. Well, we have a good conversation, by the way. When it comes to like respecting the DJ, Larry, let's start with you. Like, what's your like? What? Think about all y'all pet peeves on that. Like, let's let the people know, because I think when people, well, I'll start off and then we're gonna let Larry start off. So me, I don't necessarily like being called DJ. Like you could just call me Al Pete or whatever. Like everywhere I go, people be like DJ, and I'm like, I have no turntables around me. I'm not in that position. Like, don't call me that. So I think that's one of my many pet peeves. So Larry, what give us a pet peeve that you don't like when it comes to DJing and when dealing with it.
I'll say this is a relatively new-ish pet peeve. So, we're kind of dealing with cancel culture right now. And there have been quite a few times, I'll say like 2 years, that people have come up to me. And it's a touchy subject, so I understand it. But it's like, the request thing, but it's like the opposite. It's like, no, why are you doing that? And it's like, well, this is a classic song. Like, you might personally feel it, but number one, you don't know if, say we're at a wedding, you don't know if the bride asked you to play this song. Like, you come over here and you drunk and you belligerent. You're not like, bro, like, I'm the DJ. I got paid to be here. You get it, bro. Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my biggest things with the cancel culture. Like, yeah, it's been an interesting ride dealing with music in that way. So,
I got you.
Right.
Guru, what you got?
Man, my pet peeve is just like to piggyback off what I was just talking about, like the monotony of like the state of mind of party goers. Like because I said, like because I'm so musical, like I just be wanting the people to expand their like music palette. Like it's kind of like annoying when I have to play the same thing like in order to get y'all to move. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that. Like so that's like probably my biggest pet peeve. Like is the fact that people don't really listen to music. Like Jay-Z said it like the best. Like, do you really listen to music or you just skim through it? Like it's a lot of dope music that you gotta like that people need to be on. Like it's just that's just that. It's just the music. People just need to like open their ears a little bit more.
Yeah. R-Tistic, what you got?
I definitely agree with what he said. And real quick before I get into it, that's one thing I can honestly say that I have enjoyed about DJing live is that I haven't had to play the same exact music. Because if I'm going 7-8 hours on live and I'm at my house, you can't really demand nothing if you on my live. It's like if you don't want to hear it, go to YouTube real quick. But people have actually appreciated me playing different stuff because it's different when they're at home in bed, like in a chat listening versus in the club. So that's been kind of refreshing. But as far as a pet peeve, I would say connected to that, I would say mostly it's revolving requests and requests in different ways. Unlike a lot of DJs that we probably know, I don't really mind requests. It's just about understanding why I'm not playing it yet or when I'm going to get to it or that I can't play it in this environment. And people don't get that. People don't get that every event's not supposed to be the same exact music. They don't get that you ain't supposed to play every single type of song like at every time. So my main residency in LA on Mondays is called The Dime. And it's a cool like bar. It's a bar, not even really loungy. It's more of a bar. And it's like it's Monday night. So to me, it's more of a reset. It's like you shouldn't be coming there trying to turn up every Monday. I mean, it's LA, so some folks don't have jobs on Tuesday, so it's different. But even with that, it's like I have a joking rule, like no Meg before 12, because Meg Thee Stallion, most of her hits are the main hits. And girls are coming at 10:30, like, hey, can you play some Meg? And I'm like, look, like, I'm gonna get to it, but it's 10:30. Like, I'm playing the R&B, I'm playing the build up. Like, you can't go to Meg and go back to Mary J. You have to kind of stay in that lane. So it's like I'm getting to it, but a lot of times folks don't get the whole pacing. They don't get that everything is a build up. It's like, okay, 11:15, I'm getting a little bit more hype. It might be throwback hype, but I'm getting to where you want me to be at. But people just want to hear what they want to hear when they want to hear it, and that's kind of the biggest issue with me.
Yeah. People don't understand that factor. Like, it's just crazy how it be like maybe. I mean, like you said, the build up. The build up be crazy because like between like the 10, 11 o'clock hour, and you had that one person come in and say, yeah, play Megan Thee Stallion. It's like, or play that song. You need to play this right now. And I'm like, man, everybody but like 30 people in here. Or why would you want to hear that song like right now and then want to hear it again at 11 and then want to hear it again at 12?
Yeah.
The shit be aggravated. So,
right.
Yeah. So real quick, I just want to tell my people that's watching, thank y'all so much for listening. We're finna play some commercials. Stick around. We're going to do another 15, 20 minutes of this. But thank y'all so much for tuning into the DJ panel. And we'll be right back, okay?
By Angie Nixon campaign for Florida House Representative District 14. Please visit her website at angienixon.com and her Instagram at Angie4Checks.
What's happening? We are bike. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Can y'all bro me?
You low.
It's low. It got low.
You're a little low now.
Yeah, they was saying it was an echo when I was trying to pull away my mic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Be good, be good, be good, be good.
Still a little low.
Still low. All right, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Still low, still low. I just want to make sure the audio is straight. One.
There was a little echo. Let me see. I don't hear the echo as much now.
I don't hear the echo as much.
Okay, I have moved the mic back, but y'all can hear me good, or
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
okay, cool. All right, so we back, man. Like I said, we're gonna spend another like 15, 20 minutes on some questions or whatnot. R-Tistic.
What's good?
So you I don't even know if you have like a name for these mixes that you do. Actually, well, when I started following you on Twitter, for a minute, like you was knocking out these mixes, man. It'd be like the music that come out in 2005. It was like a quick mix. It was like those quick videos. Is there a name for it?
I just call them quick mixes, quick mix videos. Yeah.
So first off, I think those are like awesome.
Appreciate you for that.
Yes, sir.
Let's speak on that with all of us DJs when it comes to having that one niche that we have, and I feel like R-Tistic, that's like one of many of your niches from me studying. But I like how you do that. Like you'll take a Nate Dogg and then you'll do a Nate Dogg mix, or you'll do a 2000 mix. You know what I'm saying? So explain those mixes right there. Like how important are those to put out in regards to to give to your fans and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's something that evolved because we couldn't even do those 7-8 years ago because we didn't have the capability to. Like Twitter didn't allow videos like that. Instagram went from having 15-second videos maybe 6-7 years ago to increasing the time. But yeah, basically I feel like that's been like my biggest promotional tool. I think one reason I haven't been doing as many is because Twitter is cracking down on everything. Just like you mentioned earlier about copyright. We'll probably get into copyright later, but copyright kills so much. But even with quick mixes, it's like usually they don't catch me, but there's been a couple mixes where they got me, and I got banned once, and right now I have like 3 strikes. So it's like I feel like it's a gamble almost. Like I still have to do them, but it kind of like kills the motivation when you know that you might get kicked off for doing them. And I'm not trying to rebuild because when I got kicked off last time, luckily one of my boys helped me get back on, but having to try to get 20-some thousand followers back is almost impossible at this point in the game. But overall, I think it's one of those things that I get it. Like some folks keep complaining because I go too fast, and I get it. It's like as soon as you get into a song, I'm changing the song, but that's kind of the point of it. It's not really to make you enjoy each song in full. It's more so a quick refresher. Like you hear it for 5 seconds, like, oh, I forgot about that. Now you can go make your own playlist, or I might even have a full mix attached to it. And it's definitely got a lot of love from even some of the artists. Like Missy, I did one for her birthday, and she ended up retweeting it and following me from it. So a lot of folks just appreciate what it is. And one thing I do that people probably don't even realize is that I purposely make each one different. So unless I'm doing a whole decade with each year back to back by the day, I'm purposely making each mix different just to show that I have different types of styles. So I'll do, today is 95 West Coast, but next week I'm going to do 07 down south. The next week I'm going to do an Erykah Badu. The next week I'm going to do DC Go-Go. The next week is going to be Trick Daddy. Like I purposely make them so much different so people can see that I have that much of a wide array of a musical knowledge base. So it's something that I think a lot of folks have. A lot of folks have kind of been inspired to do them because before that I saw a lot of like mixed videos, and you still see the highly technical DJs doing the battle style routines. And what's crazy is that I get more love from what I do than they get, and theirs sometimes are more hard to me because technically I'm not an amazing battle level scratcher. I can do some quality B level scratching, but I can't do a battle Qbert, Jazzy Jeff type set. Like I can't do that. But I think because the average consumer is not a DJ, so they appreciate just hearing the music more than just hearing craft scratches. So it's been able to connect to non-DJs a lot more too.
Gotcha. Yo, we're gonna let Larry and Groove talk, but we have to revisit the Twitter. The Twitter factor. I didn't know there was also three strikes like that. Because I felt like, well, of course, it's the infamous YouTube, Facebook, and then Instagram started like being jackasses, during the pandemic.
for life.
And then now, like even with the festival that we're doing right now, like the DJs we using, I'm telling everybody like Twitch and Twitter, but I say Twitter/Periscope. So
Yeah, Periscope.
yeah, for sure. So, but we'll get back into that. But we'll get into that when we talk about copyright laws. That's
Okay.
crazy though. You on your third strike, brother? You had to ask somebody to put you back in.
I have to pay somebody. I have to pay some underground type of like, yeah.
Shit.
I paid them $300 to get back on. Yeah.
Guru, what you got, brother? When we get back to that shit,
Yeah.
well, that's a dirty world for the DJs. Go ahead, Guru.
What are we talking about?
Oh, just your niche. Like, what would you consider your niche? Like, what's that one thing that people like know you for? What, like for me, like I can identify with you in playing. What's the guy? The guy that I always say that you play and that I'm like
Leon Bridges.
Leon Bridges. So like when you play that, I'm like, I feel like Guru. Like if somebody was gonna ask me, who's the DJ in Duval that's gonna play Leon Bridges, like I would literally go like to Guru or whatever. So
Right.
So what would you think your
Yeah, with that being said, I'm more of like I would say like I would use the word eclectic. Like I'm more like an eclectic DJ. Like I can do pretty much everything. Like all genres, I touch all genres. But like my go-to, like if I'm vibing, if you tune in to any of my live sets that I do on Instagram or on my website or whatever the case may be, it's gonna be more like eclectic type of vibe, like a chill vibe. I'm gonna throw a lot of like Leon Bridges, a lot of Mariba, like artists that like dope artists that you gotta like really like. Okay, when you hit a song, it's gonna make you be like, who is that? And then you go do your due diligence and find out who it is, and like now you don't became a fan of a new dope artist. Like, I like doing stuff like that. So like if I had to say my niche is like more of like eclectic type of vibes. Like I like to find like, you know what I'm saying, needles in the haystack. Like so when I'm downloading music, when I'm on these record pools or you know what I'm saying, wherever the case may be, I be looking for like roses in the concrete. You know what I mean? Like new dope artists that's coming up or artists that's been around but just not in the mainstream, but have some real dope music. And I like to like mix that in with, of course, with some music that you know, because I don't like to lose the people. So like I'm gonna give you some eclectic vibes, some vibes that you don't know, but I'm gonna tie it into some stuff that you do know, so I don't lose you, so it all makes sense.
Yeah.
But you just got put on to some new dope shit as well as hearing those classic vibes that you like bop your head to. Feel me?
Yeah, let me well before Larry go on, I have a couple of DJs, they ask me about like music and what they're playing. I'm like one of my main niches. I love playing. Well, that's DJs always do it. It's playing the old song with the new song. Like I'm like that's
Right, the
I'm
original,
like
the
that's got to
original.
be the easiest thing to do. Like in regards to like if you could just find like you can go deeper. So like prime example, I would use was it Shanice? I Love Your Smile. Mix it in with Chris Brown. Was it the Undecided joint?
Undecided? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's an easy lesson, and that's an easy niche. Now, if you know your music, you can dig in the crates and go a little deeper.
Right.
Pull some stuff out and blend it in and stuff like that. So, yeah, good point. Larry Love, what you got, brother?
So, R&B is me all day long. So shout out to DJ Ghost Rider, Orlando, Florida. Shout out to you, brother. We were at Soul Cafe, and he loves sliding in music that people really don't know, but it's usually obviously Soul Cafe is R&B. So like he played Tiffany Gaucher track, and I was in the bathroom, I heard it, and I was bro, like you play that in mighty quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gotta figure out how to. As DJs, our job, especially when we get hired, is to still keep the party going. And people who are at events, unless you're at an event that is kind of a open, eclectic event or maybe an art type of event, people want to hear, generally speaking, hits even early on. So figuring out how to slide in music that you know is slick that people need to hear with the music that they already know. I love quote unquote breaking new R&B artists. That's my niche. So at R&B mostly, at the beginning of the night, in the middle of the night, the end of the night, whatever I'm spinning, I'm gonna do my best to slide those tracks in where you're gonna get just a taste, and you might be asking, "Who the hell is that?" Like you might be, whatever. That's kind of where I stand. I love breaking new R&B artists. So
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get into this. This gonna be the bulk of the conversation, and we gonna keep it short because we don't want to have everybody held up, and we got other stuff to do. But copyrights. These people blocking us. Like I don't even know. Like who want to jump into it? Cause I
Man, listen,
I
man.
like
I'm still blocked on Facebook, man.
Jesus,
Damn.
God,
I've been blocked from going live on Facebook for like 4 months, bro.
For real?
For real, like I don't know what's going on, but I cannot. They won't let me go live for nothing. I done sent them like
crazy.
emails and like reports. Like I ain't heard nothing back. I can't go live on there for nothing.
Damn.
and that's all because. And let me make this point clear. This is all because you want to just entertain your people. And you were doing this before and after, during the pandemic. Like you're just using another resource to, So for me, I feel like when we go online, these are like our demo tapes. Demo tapes and just kind of like letting our fans know we here. Give them another avenue of entertainment. So it wasn't like you was trying to like sell the music or really like make money off it, correct?
Right.
You just simply just wanted to just play the music and just entertain people.
Yeah.
Especially when the pandemic like first happened. Like
especially.
Yeah. So and even with like D Nice, like I was paying now granted, I was having a good time watching D Nice. That I don't know if everybody's watching that Saturday, that infamous Saturday when everybody jumped in the chat. And it was like what, 100,000 people in there?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's still crazy.
But I'm thinking, okay, so this might be some revolutionary type stuff. This might change the game or whatever. Like, we might be able to get an extra hour to go on Instagram. They might not block us. But then it seems like the laws got 10 times, like, worse after that happened. Yep. So, and then you got R-Tistic with the Twitter situation. So, let's dive into that. Like, what are y'all feelings on that?
I got two, like, I guess because I've been talking to so many people who I know, and I've been getting the back end convos. So I'll just start with D Nice. So going back to that and that weekend, just everybody going live at that point, and then things getting tighter. So I went live that same night against him, and I still had, of course, I ain't had no 100K. I had 800, which is still, I felt pretty good number. So I got some attention from I'll say the label name because they owe me money. Fuck it, RCA. So RCA, they hit me up a couple days later. They were like, "Hey, can you play our song?" I'm thinking it's probably an unreleased artist. It's Alicia Keys' song. So I'm like, okay, I could play Alicia Keys' song, and it was a straight song. So it was a brand new remix she had. So I remember I didn't get flagged at all. You gotta restart every hour, but I didn't get flagged at all that first night. Maybe my next couple nights I didn't get flagged either. And usually I'm talking throughout the song, so it's probably throwing up the copyright, whatever. So when it came to playing her song, I played it maybe an hour and a half in. And because they're basically paying me to play it, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to let it ride. I'm not going to talk over it. Let me just play it. That's the first song I got flagged for copyright. And I'm like, the label is like not just asking me, but paying me to play a song. Usually I'm not even into payola like that, but it's a pandemic. I'm like, if y'all gonna pay me to play it, I'm gonna play it. But that's the one I get flagged for. So we hit them back immediately, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll add you to the whitelist for it. I said, whitelist?
Whitelist. Wow.
Oh.
So when I learned that, I said, oh, so it's a whitelist going on. So I'm talking to different DJs. People are not believing me. People are like, there's no whitelist. I asked somebody this and that. I'm like, nah, the label themselves told me that. So then I'm realizing, so of course with D Nice, if you realize he had Mark Zuckerberg in the chat, who is the Facebook CEO, who is the Instagram CEO technically. Right. So of course D Nice has a pass. I'm talking to my radio DJs. My boy, I'm not gonna say his name and put him on blast, but he's on every night still because he got put on the white list. So it's certain DJs who are getting put on his white list because they had the connections, because they have, whether it's the labels pushing them through, whatever it is. And with RCA, they put me on the white list to play that one song. And that made it even crazier to me because I'm thinking, okay, if there's just a regular white list, all right, move this name over here, that's everything. That means it's so complex that they're going song for song. That means song for song, they have a name, a DJ for each song that can play whatever it is. And if you think about it, it has to be that way because technically, I mean, we even heard that verses technically was not supposed to play songs for more than 90 seconds. But if you think about it, whenever we post certain videos up, we might just post a video flyer. It might have a Drake song for a minute, and they'll remove that audio from the post or remove that post on Instagram. If you think about it that way, technically for a Drake or for a DMX or anybody to play their own song, they have to have permission to do that. So that means there has to be a whitelist technically. Just for them to do that. So that's just Instagram. So going to Twitter is basically where whenever I got flagged, I didn't realize it until they basically like damn near banned me because it's registered to my old AOL account. So the last time I had my account before it got banned, they gave me all these emails saying, okay, you have like you've been flagged, you have to unlock your account. And I realized I had all these emails. I didn't realize I had 5 emails about. Usually it wasn't even from our quick mixes. It would just be from putting the clip of a song. It might be at a concert or whatever. They're getting me for those. And it's like at the bottom of these emails, it had like, it came from a label, somebody at a label, and it would have like 100 different tweets. And it would say what song got them flagged for it. So basically they're going song for song. And I don't know if it's somebody just going through all these mixes or if it's automated, whatever it is, they are checking it that way. So it's like basically, I can go on even longer, but just to cut it from there, just to make it short enough, is that what I'm realizing is that it's the case of the left hand not talking to the right hand because the labels they're so concerned about streams because everything is based on streams now. Nobody's buying music, but they want it to all be streamed, and with that, they feel like anything DJs do take away from streams, but they're too stupid to realize that we're adding to the streams because it's like we playing their music. People, every time I'm playing new music, like y'all said, like Larry just said, you play new music, like every single time people are asking, whose song is that? What song is that? That's going to get you strings if everybody in there is not familiar with it because at the same time, there's no clubs. And technically, we're supposed to play, I think the club is supposed to play royalties on songs that's played at the club. Of course, they don't do that, but it's no clubs. The labels need to realize that at this point, there's no clubs and your shit's not going to get exposed because radio, who's listening to radio right now? Exactly. It's like nobody's driving to work, so nobody's playing radio. So basically, if the label has the marketing side paying us to play songs, but the licensing song is saying y'all can't play it, that's a stupid conflict to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's stupid as all outdoors for the left hand not to talk to the right hand. And when you sitting here talking about it, I'm thinking like, well, look like Instagram got their little white list. The label got a white list. The publishers got a white list. Everybody got a white list, and they just doing whatever.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
I heard about. My homegirl DJ Heat. She from DC. She actually created a song. She has her own song, and she got flagged playing her own song. So it's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's stupid.
So who? When that DJ played her own song, what? Who got it? Where it got flagged from? Was it from a label? From the like? Where did
I think Instagram basically like cut her off. Maybe she had. I don't know if it was in her post. I don't know if it was like in her live, but whatever it was, they either cut it off or they took it off or they said it was a copyrighted song and she couldn't play it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure more of what you're telling us is going to be in this book, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going. I might not be able to say names the same way, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk about it.
Man, listen, I'm so ready for that book, man. Listen, when it comes to Questlove, Jazzy Jeff, they've been, of course, they're pioneers on all day. But I love how they're like stepping up and like really speaking out on it. You know what I'm saying? Speaking on this, on this feeling. It's a good feeling, man, for that to happen. And I'm like, if we got to go on a revolutionary war, like we got to do a march on it, I'm there. I'm there because it just don't make sense. So
we need it.
That's heavy artistic. Let's Larry, what you got in regards to that? Like your thoughts on that?
So a lot of stuff Artistic is saying, like obviously I didn't know certain things. We've been dealing with this a lot because of the length of time that we're doing some of our lives. We're talking 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes, and having to dispute them consistently. We get to see them, like who's coming through the like how many days, how many weeks, hell, how many months after they're coming back. I got something maybe 3 weeks ago from a video I posted when I was at Hot 95. That had to be what 3 years ago, Pete. 2 3 years ago, like
Yeah.
they released something, and I was like, God, I didn't even know I got flagged for that. Like, but it's you would think all the work that they're putting in to actually flag us, and they would create something and understand that, just like R-Tistic said, we're helping you guys put more money in your pocket. So there needs to be some kind of incentive, some kind of like as an artist when you talk about ASCAP, BMI, et cetera, there has to somebody has to get in, and I hope that's what Questlove and Judge Def they get to sit at these tables and have conversations with these music execs and then these social media owners and figure out how can we're helping you guys. So how can this make sense? Especially because we don't know how long this is gonna go. People are looking at this and trying to include this in their future, like because they realize, like Guru said, this is helping us gain our audience. But we're not playing our music. We're playing other people's music. That's what we do as DJs.
Right.
It's a crazy situation, and we all are coming up against it as we're live streaming because we're trying to continue to connect with our fans and our fan bases. So, yeah, it's been crazy.
And listen, I'm coming to you, Guru, in a minute, but it is crazy. Like when this whole pandemic thing going on with DJing, it definitely shows like who. Well, to me, I feel like it definitely shows a DJ that loves to DJ. You know what I'm saying? That loves the music. When they have the effort, they make massive effort to go online and go through all the technicalities of all of this, like the online streaming. Like I'm telling you, all of us should get like certificates and Purple Hearts because we had to like figure out all of this shit. Like I turned into a whole ass technician since I've been in this damn pandemic. All for me to DJ for an hour.
Yep.
And then within them 20 minutes, I get flagged. So apparently, and I know nobody cares about the love and the admiration of that. You know, that's out the door. But I mean, you would think some publisher or some label would be like, "Oh, them DJs really putting in work." You know what I'm saying? Like really putting in work and saving people's lives, like literally. And like you know, like we literally save people's lives, like going through the pandemic. Like somebody can really click on something and listen to some great music from like, you know, the DJ. And then it's just expanding us into like into this bigger aspect because now we can hear like Guru really getting his bag. I don't have to hear him at a club or whatever. And I can hear him really getting his bag. I know that he can get into it, but when I jump on live and see him like Guru going his bag, and when Larry curates like you know those R&B mixes, like he really has time to sit there and do it and present it, and then you got R-Tistic, that goddamn being flagged on damn Twitter like being on three strikes, all of this for us to be like locked down in regards to that shit. That's just crazy to me. It's really unacceptable. I wish it could change. But anyway, Guru, go for it.
I mean,
I know your thoughts on it because you still banned.
Yeah, I mean, R-Tistic and Larry, they pretty much summed it up. Like I just feel like like Larry said, it should be a conversation that needs to be had, like with whoever, whether it's Jazzy Jeff and them, the higher up DJs and these labels, these execs, these social media owners. I agree. It needs to be a conversation. It needs to be something that we can work out. Because it goes hand in hand. Like we helping the artists, like they're screaming numbers. Like even when you talk about verses, like how Swiss and Timberland said, like the Babyface and Teddy Riley, like they screamed, their music went out the roof. Nobody wasn't really checking for Babyface music and Teddy Riley music like during this time. Like, but once they did the versus battle, like everybody went back and viewed their catalog and listened to their old records. And they screaming numbers went out the roof. Like, and it's the same thing as with DJ. Like when we talking about D Nice, like he's playing these records. He playing these like these old digging in the crates records that people are like Shazamming on their phone and then going looking at that artist. Oh, she sung this or he sung that. Now they looking at their old catalog and downloading their old albums. Like so, he's playing a very major part in like streaming numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because he's on all day, all night. Like these records that he be playing are like making people go back and listen to these catalogs. And with doing that, your streaming numbers are going up. Same as when we get on live, like for whatever time we're able to be on live. Like we playing records that people may hear and go over and look at their catalog on Tidal or Spotify, and they download music on Apple Play, and like we getting artists money. So I don't understand like why it wouldn't be some type of medium that we can come to, okay, well, to where we can stay on live, or even if it's some compensation involved in it. Like it got to be a way that we can work this out and we can work hand in hand.
Like me personally, I wouldn't even mind if we had to pay. Like if we had to pay $100 a month to like have access to play the songs. And like what I just saw the comment about the licenses. I think Lean Moore was her name. It's true. It's really not the social media sites. It's more so the labels. It's more so the labels tripping over it because of their money supposedly being missing. But like we said, like they'll definitely gain more. So yeah, I think something needs to be reached in that aspect too. Because if we could just pay per song, if we gotta pay 10 cents per song we play or whatever it is, like it could be something that could be reached. I feel like.
Yeah, I like the thing that Mixcloud doing. Like I want to see how after their little trial period that they got, like how they really get into it, because they charging you like $15 a month, but then you can actually have subscribers. You can make the people that's watching subscribe, and then they can, you know what I'm saying, they can pay you per month to view your content. Like so, I like what Mixcloud has always been like. I feel like for the DJs.
Oh yeah.
Yes. One crazy thing too, I didn't realize Mixcloud. I heard they get away with stuff because they bought the license that they have, the universal license, because they're in Europe, and that makes sense. They say because they're a European company, they're able to get that universal license. But most sites, like even SoundCloud, might not be based in America. I'm not sure, but they don't have that license. But Mixcloud was able to buy a radio license that nobody else has, so that's the reason they get away with it.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well we gonna wrap this up because we at the hour minute, and we will be on the phone. We'll be on here for 4 hours.
Right, we can talk. We can talk over
this
this.
stuff, man.
Yeah, easy.
All this stuff. I mean, going forward, I would love to have these conversations in the future. This is the first of many, and I hope that people that watch this, kind of understand the DJ standpoint and where we at with it. So, let's go around the house. Last words, handles, all that stuff. Let's go R-Tistic.
So for me, Instagram and Twitter is at DJ R-Tistic. I'm on Twitch every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Friday and Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Twitch. So twitch.tv/R-Tistic310. That's all my info.
Yes, sir. All right, Guru, where they can find you, brother?
DJ Guru 11 on IG, Twitter. Just DJ Guru, all caps on Facebook. My Twitch, DJ Guru 904. New website, the official DJGuru.com. So once we get off this live and I go 9 o'clock, you can tune in via my website or Twitch.
Yep. And for my people that's watching, like I said, 9 o'clock after Strong Friend check-in, we're gonna have DJ Guru give us a set. Larry, what you got? Where they can find you, brother?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right there at I am DJ Larry Love. Instagram is where I post where everything is going. So definitely follow me on IG, follow the story. I'm about to definitely start getting on Twitch more because Facebook really been tripping. But also follow R&B mostly. So that's R-N, letter N, E, mostly. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me there as well to find out what's going on and what we got coming up next.
Word. All right, so thank you to the panelists. Guru, thank you, brother. Larry, thank you. R-Tistic, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.
From streaming in from LA. We'll be following you, man. It's definitely support and love from Duval County and from Florida, man.
All day. Appreciate you. Thank you for having this platform. Congrats for making it happen. Yeah, congrats for making the whole festival happen on here. I know that's work. I know that's a hell of work. So.
Yeah.
I know it.
And I ain't even DJ yet. I haven't DJ at the festival yet. So,
Wow,
so
wow.
I gotta jump on the tables and like kind of warm myself up. So
Yeah.
and I'm coming before DJ Ghost Rider. Shouts out to him in
Oh yeah.
Orlando.
The homie.
He's the headliner for the festival. But thank you so
Okay.
much, man, for the blessing. So
All day.
y'all stick around. Don't hang up yet. We go. I'm gonna close this out.
Okay, for
So
sure.
yeah, my peoples, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm gonna shut this down. Please give us a couple of minutes to do a turnaround. We're gonna have Adriana Sequel with Strong Friend check in. We're looking forward to this. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So please stick around, man. And make sure you go to mpn-llc.com/fly sauce and teas to get all of the scheduling for the duration of the week. And again, we thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Love y'all. Be great.